Hello everyone. I know, long time no see. So I will get into that in a little bit, but I made homemade meatloaf and homemade mashed potatoes. The gravy is just a packet gravy because I normally don't have mashed potatoes with meatloaf. I normally do scallop potatoes, but I had a full 5 pound bag of potatoes and then like 4 potatoes left in the most recent or the 5 pound bag that I had before the new one. So I'm like, I'm just gonna make homemade mashed potatoes. I wasn't sure how to catch up with the brown gravy, but this is what I'm eating today. I do have a video of me making meatloaf before on my channel. The only thing I think I do differently now is I cook the ketchup mixture is brown sugar and ketchup, and I cook it on the stovetop. Make sure the brown sugar is all dissolved. And then about 20 minutes before the meatloaf is done, I just coat the top of the meatloaf, put it back in the oven, and then like 10 minutes later, I'll put more on and put it back in the oven. And then I still have some left in the pan on the stovetop. And of course, I put more on top because I love the mixture. But yeah, the packet gravy. If I make like a roast beef, then I make my homemade gravy out of the broth from the crock pot from the beef or chicken. If I'm doing like a whole chicken, I'll use the broth from that and make my own gravy. But for this, can't make any gravy out of the meatloaf juice. So this is just packet gravy. It's beef gravy, but they are homemade mashed potatoes. So yes, let's dig in because I am hungry, and then I will get into where I've been. I thought I thought that I uploaded a video last in 2019, and he's gonna start. But actually, when I logged into my account today, it was 2018 when I went to the beach. Can't believe it's been that many years. Cannot believe it. But anyway, where have I been? Well, I was working. I was actually working 2 jobs for a while, one full-time, one part-time. And some of you may know, but I was doing dog walking, dog sitting, dog boarding. And then when COVID hit, no one was traveling. No one was traveling, so I started looking for a job. And I was really trying to get into 2 places. And the crazy thing, I got job offers. Well, I had interviews. I had quite a few, but for the 2 jobs that I really wanted, did my interviews on the same day, just like a couple hours apart. I got job offers for both, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Both of the places that I really wanted to get into give me an offer on the same day, just a few hours apart. That's good. That's good. That is good. So, me being the person I am, well, the full-time job actually, let me go back. The full-time job was originally a seasonal position. So I'm like, well, I can work the full-time since it's seasonal, and just work the part-time. I had to work a minimum of 15 hours a week, but it could go up to 40. I mean, if you wanted to work 40, you could. So that's what I did. And then the following year, what was it? I believe about 6 months later, my full-time job hired me on permanently. So I was working both jobs. After about a year of doing both, and I'm talking most weeks it was 60 hours a week, 65. It was a lot, but I did it for a long time. And then but after a year of doing both, I got hired on permanently with my full-time. And then I did give my 2 weeks for my part-time after, I think it was about a year, close to it. And then I just recently quit the full-time. I did sign NDAs for both. So, I mean, I could technically, well, maybe not for the part-time, but I just recently left my full-time. I loved it. Up until recently, we would be trained in several different skills. And I loved what I was doing for 3 years, and then they wanted to train me on another skill that I was not fond of. But I did it. I went through the training, and then and actually I should go back again. So I was there for a while and got a promotion to a team where it was just email only instead of telephone calls and emails. So got promoted to the team I was on when I left, and it was email only, which I loved. I think if what happened was after the training, it was literally right after the most recent training for the skill that I wasn't fond of. They had told us we were going to go back to phone calls, and then they were going to add chat on top of it. So it was email, phone call, chat. And I did do it for a little bit, but it was, no, I felt like I was going backwards. I mean, I did email and phone when I first started. I did that for a whole year of like literally back to back to back phone calls. And there was the department that I got promoted to, there's really no moving up. There's no supervisors that had any plan of leaving anytime soon. Loved the company, loved all my supervisors, loved my teammates, loved it, but it was just that new skill was not for me. So now I'm back to doing pet stuff full time. I think y'all might have seen before, you would see some of the dogs I had here. I just had a dog for 18 days here. She just went home yesterday. So yeah, that's been keeping me busy. And then, I'm back in school. I think I had taken a break when I was making videos before. Changed my major. I started back at school fall of 2022. But I did officially change my major to gerontology. I start again next month, and I graduate after spring 2024. I get to apply to graduate finally. When I schedule my spring 2024 classes, that's when I can apply to graduate. So I'm so excited. So excited. Finally. Now the only bad thing is my job that I just left, they paid for it. Like, it was completely paid for. But for the past couple months I was there, I was not happy. And it got to a point where I wasn't sleeping. It was almost like it was just dread. It was just dread. And it's, like I said, nothing against the company. Love the company, love all my supervisors. I've had a couple. They tend to rotate. And then when I got promoted to the new team, there's new supervisors there. So love my teammates. Always, they are so helpful. Awesome company. And if I know they needed help in the skill that I was most recently trained in, but it was something I was hoping would never happen. I was hoping I would stay in my skill that I loved, that had my heart, where I could have advanced more with that skill. But we needed help. So we didn't have a choice. Those of us who were chosen for the new skill, we were chosen. So I didn't really have a choice, but nothing bad about the company at all. It's just, it wasn't for me. The new skill is not for me, unfortunately. And when you're not happy at your job, it just affects your whole life. I mean, well, at least me. Not sleeping, I was just like, feel like I was getting depressed. Like, I didn't even want to go to work. Oh. But yeah, that's where I've been. At my full-time job, I was there for almost 3 years. Just recently left. So yeah, that's where I've been. I just fed them before I started my video. Still have Sebastian. And Miss Samara. If you all remember Mama, she was my calico female. Mama was Samara's mom. She passed away unexpectedly in January of this year. She was diagnosed last year with hyperthyroidism. She was on, because she was a feral cat, I was worried about her taking pills, because it's not like I could have held her down. She didn't like to be held, didn't like to be picked up. So we did the transdermal ear cream. Did that for like 3 months. So I was actually going to get her the I-131 therapy or treatment, which is supposed to cure the hyperthyroidism. Went down to a facility that does it. They did all the testing. She was actually scheduled to go January 23rd for the I-131 treatment or therapy. And I believe it was like January 13th or somewhere around there. She had, for the first time it ever happened was almost like a seizure, and it was a Sunday. So I was like, oh, what in the world? Like, what is going on? And then I was just like, if she has another one, I'm just going to take her to the ER bed. I think her first one was like 12:30 p.m. in the afternoon. Well, it was like around 10 p.m. that same day, had another one. Same kind of um, same kind of symptoms, or same kind of like seizure type. I've never seen it in a cat before, but I did record it so I could show the emergency vet. Took her to the emergency vet, and they weren't really sure. They said her blood pressure was high, like even higher than normal for a cat that um, didn't like going to the vet. So we started, they gave me a prescription for high blood pressure medication. She was acting like her normal self, um, eating fine. I mean, she was playing. Um, but what I did, I was like, well, I'm going to cancel the I-131 therapy or treatment, until she is stable. Because when they do the I-131, they have to stay in the hospital, or at the vet hospital, anywhere from 3 to 5 days until their radiation level comes down to, it has to be down to a certain level before they can leave. And I was like, I don't want her to be there for 3 to 5 days when her blood pressure is not under control yet with just being put on the high blood pressure medication. So I canceled it. I said, I just want to cancel it until she's stable, because I believe you have to cancel, if you're going to cancel, I think you have to cancel 7 days ahead of time. But anyway, you have to give them, I believe it's a week notice. So if you don't cancel ahead of time, enough in advance, they charge you for it. So I was like, well, I'm just going to cancel it for now until she's stable, and then we'll do it again, and then we'll reschedule. Well, anyway, it was, she was getting her medications, she was getting the thyroid medication. Oh, I did switch her to, she was on the transdermal. I believe it was like 3 months, somewhere around there. When they did all the testing to see if she was okay to have the I-131, they checked her T4, they did x-rays. Her heart was a little enlarged, and they believed it was from the hyperthyroidism. But no one ever said anything about the blood pressure. I didn't find that out until the emergency vet that day. She had those seizure type symptoms. So she was eating fine. She was getting her medications. I switched her from the transdermal. Oh, so they did the testing, and her T4 did not come down at all it actually went up a little bit. It went up with the transdermal hyperthyroid medication. So we switched her to a flavored liquid. They do it at a compounding pharmacy. So she was getting her liquid thyroid medication and high blood pressure medication, and eating fine, acting fine. So anyway, January 25th, I woke up, and Mama was always like, she was either on my bed already, or when she heard me rustling around, she would come up and jump on my bed. Woke up that morning. It was a Wednesday. I think it was a Wednesday. It was January 25th. She wasn't there. I did my morning stuff, went to the bathroom. She still wasn't there. I'm like, okay. Then I started getting a little worried. Came downstairs. She wasn't here. Now in the basement, I have a tower, a cat tower, beds, litter boxes, because some of the dogs that I watch are a little hyper. And Mama and Samara will typically go down in the basement. Now I have a gate at the basement door with a little cutout cat door that they can go up and down. So Mama had a favorite bed down there. It was a big dog bed with a big fluffy blanket. I go downstairs and she was passed away in that bed. I was like, no. And the crazy thing, I don't think you can see it. Oh, I moved it in back. But what I did after she had those seizures, I put a camera, I have it around back, but so I could watch her. That way, if there was an emergency, I could get up and it went off once, but it was, which if I had to guess, was probably her going down to the basement, but no noise. I'm a pretty light sleeper. I'll wake up. I can wake up, and I didn't hear nothing from her. So we think it was like a blood clot. I don't think it was a blood clot to the back legs, because I don't think the bed is, or was, it was maybe like that high. It's a big fluffy bed, big dog bed. And she loved it. The way she was laying in there peacefully, but I don't think if it was a blood clot to her back legs, I don't think, because they typically will go, behind them, and she wasn't like that. She was just laying, it looked like she was sleeping. So yeah, she passed away unexpectedly January 25th. Well, we still have Sebastian, Samara, and I did rescue another cat that she's upstairs. Samara still bullies her after, I think it's been like, how long has it been? 2 years? You bully Stormy, right? Don't ya? But her name is Stormy. I'm eating. But I saw her, I have a Ring camera out front, and I saw this cat kept coming around, and I could tell something was going on with its tail, but as soon as I would try to go out and see, she would run. So I set up a trap. Nope. You can't come on the table, Sebastian. Nope. So I set up a trap. Did I get some? So I got some on me. And trapped her, and then was going to get her spayed, and then of course address the tail injury. And they did have to amputate her tail. So she has just a little stub tail. But yeah, I couldn't put her back outside, so she's here too, but she comes down sometimes, but Samara likes to chase her. But her name is Stormy, and she loves my daughter, so she hangs out in my daughter's room a lot. When they were addressing the tail injury, they were going to spay her as well. She was already spayed. They shaved her belly, and she has a scar there, so she was someone's cat at some point. I did post her online, but no one came forward. What else? I think that's about all the new stuff. Or where I have been. I'm getting full. I usually eat one meal a day. I'll snack. It depends. I go through stages. Like right now, I do one meal a day, and then usually later in the evening I'll have a snack. Right now it's two things. I go through stages where I'll eat the same thing for a while, snack wise. Um, right now it's peppermint patties, and I like milk chocolate, but the peppermint patties are dark chocolate, and I don't know why. I just was in the mood for them, and the past couple weeks when I do my grocery order, I order like 2 bags of they're like the little ones, not the big ones. So I'm on that kick with the peppermint patties, and then also, um, I don't remember the brand. It's a yogurt. Is it? Hang on, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. It's a really. It's. I just started getting it a couple weeks ago. I saw it was new, and it is an awesome, awesome Greek yogurt. Greek gods yogurt. I've been buying the honey vanilla, and then I've also been buying the sweetened dried cherries. So I'll put the yogurt on a plate, put some dried cherries on top, and then I'll still do like even though that yogurt has honey in it, I still do like a little drizzle of honey. So yeah, those are my snacks right now. Before this, it was high chews, little candies. And I was eating like one of those big bags of the high chews. I was eating one of those a week. I'm like, okay, I need to stop this. But yeah, I go through stages on my snacks. Like sometimes I'll go through stages where it's like chips. I haven't really been digging the chips lately. The good thing about getting back into the dog thing is I'm actually like doing something, like working. When you're working from the 2 jobs that I was telling you about earlier, they're both work from home. So it's like I was literally working 7 days a week. Because my full-time job was 40, but it was busy time of year, so I'm talking you're busy. Well, I would say busy October, November, December, January is when it's extremely busy, but the part-time was also extremely busy that time of year. So it was like the full-time it wasn't unusual for me to work 50, 55 there, and then 20, 25 part-time. It was crazy. It was crazy, and I think I was saying something else, and I went off on that tangent. I don't remember. Don't remember what I was going to say about that. Sorry about that. I don't remember. It'll probably come to me after the fact. I was going to do like a couple little shorts of me making this, but it was too hot. I'm like, maybe once the fall time comes, it is so hot. I think the AC has been running pretty much all day. All done. That was delicious. What, pretty girl? You the pretty girl. You the pretty girl. I don't know, some of you may have actually seen, but back in, I think it was December, I started just like a channel just for my cats. Just because my phone always gets full. So then, like, this is like, I think it's like 126 gigabyte or 125 or 128, whatever it is. I think it's 128. Yeah, because, not, yeah. Is it? Oh no. Yeah, because 256. Yeah, I think so, yeah. Whatever, you know what I mean. So, because of all the pet sitting I do, take tons of pictures of the cats and the dogs, because, you know, I still go to people's houses too for like cats. So, my phone is like full. Let me see if I can tell you how many pictures. So, what I was doing was I was transferring them to my MacBook. Oh, this is the gravy. I was going to tell you guys. So, it was my first time trying it. That's the gravy packets I just did. It was okay. It didn't really have much of a beef flavor, but I guess it was alright. Homemade gravy is way better. What was I gonna say? Oh, see how many pictures. Okay. I have 10,738 pictures. I have 482 videos. So yeah, this, let's see how much. Actually, I could have just picked it up and told y'all. Yeah, 128 gigabytes. And I only have 4.33 gigabytes left. So I was like, well, I can't record this video on my phone because it's gonna end up ending. So what I had to do is I bought a external drive because my MacBook was full because of transferring everything from my phone onto my MacBook. So my MacBook was full a few weeks ago, so I had to get one of the, what is it, external hard drives, whatever it is, I don't know, storage. And I put everything on there and then deleted everything. But I should just get one for my phone. I don't know why I don't like deleting them forever. I don't know. But yeah, anyway. So right now I'm still just uploading or recording this on my MacBook with a webcam, but I should do a live one of these days, but I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to see. With the phone, excuse me, being so small, how do people see when they're on live? When you do live on YouTube? I'll have to get some glasses or something to be able to see that chat. I don't want it all right up in my face like this. But anyway, so that is where I have been. That's what I've been doing these past few years. And I was like, you know what? Yesterday I was like, you know what? I should start back on YouTube again. I'll probably do what I did before. I might not do much actual cooking or recipes until it gets a little cooler, possibly. It's hot. I'm telling you, it's hot. Oh, I've been making homemade rice pudding. I was on that kick too. Homemade rice pudding I put raisins in it. So good. So I'll have to make that. I'll have to do that for you guys too. But yes. So I don't know how often I will upload videos. I might try live one of these days because I feel like that would be cool. I am still applying to other jobs, but so far nada. But yeah, that's what I have been doing. I can't believe it was that long since I posted something on YouTube. That's crazy. The years just flew by. Doesn't seem like it was that long ago. But yeah, so that's what I have been doing. I'm sure I'll talk more about other stuff in future videos or if I go live or whatever. But sorry it's been so long. Life got a hold of me. Working those 2 jobs was, and it was literally 7 days a week because I think that's what I was going to say earlier. No, 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 no. So I was working my full-time job, and then I had to get at least a minimum of 15 hours a week of my part-time. So I would do that Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Because I was at my full-time job, I did 4 10-hour days at my full-time. That's actually another thing they were going to change now with me because I was in school. My schedule stayed the same when they did all these changes a few months ago. I like 4 10-hour days. No, I would work over. If I would work overtime, I would do a Friday, sometimes Saturday, sometimes Sunday, after full time. But yeah, I'm gonna end this video before it gets too super long. That's where I have been. That's a little bit of what I have been, where I have been, what I've been doing. So yeah, I'm gonna try to keep in touch with you all here. I don't know how frequently. I mean, I might cook stuff here and there. I might clean. I might order food. Typically just do eating. I think I put eating in the title or something like that. But anyway, if y'all have anything that you want to see, let me know. But I'm thinking just, I might do some cleaning here and there. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If those of you who were subscribed before, if you still have the same email, you're probably going to be shocked if you get a notification that I just uploaded this. Now, it was simple, just homemade meatloaf and homemade mashed potatoes, but I had to use that meat. I make the cat's food, so I got 5 pounds of ground steak, of chopped steak, and I put like 3 pounds for their meals that I cook once a week. I do a big batch and then freeze it. So then I cut it in half. I did have it in the freezer, I cut it not in half. I kept about 2 pounds for the meatloaf, and I'm like, I need to use this. So this was just something simple and letting y'all know where I have been these past few years. But yeah, I hope y'all are having a great day. I will work on getting this uploaded. And yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good day. Bye, everyone.